wanted to get it right.
To be honest, I cannot believe that I'm filming this video a second time. The first one I filmed, I didn't know that my mic was bad, so there was no audio. But this is me filming this video, trying to explain to you guys that I am back home from the hospital. I came back yesterday, and when I came back, I was supposed to talk to you guys yesterday, but I was really tired, you know, with everything that happened. I was not really doing well when I got back yesterday. In fact, I forced the doctors to let me go, even when they insisted that I stay for one more day, and I said no. That was because my husband called me the previous day and he told me that Adana was ill. She was having high temperature and runny nose. So when my husband told me that Adana could not sleep the previous night, I was really worried while on my sick bed. So I had to do everything within my powers to come back. Doctor said that I was not feeling fine, that I should stay one more day. I said no, that I needed to go home. Doctor said since I insisted that I wanted to go home. So she brought some papers and she asked that I sign those papers, which I gladly and hurriedly signed because I needed to be back home to my baby care. That was how I was discharged. I called my husband immediately. I was discharged. Please, if you're hearing any noise from the background, it's from Adana. Adana is currently crying and she's with her dad. She's been crying like this since today. Maybe it's because of the fever that she's having. So please do not get offended, okay? She's going to be fine. I know that one for sure. So I called my husband when I was discharged, and in less than 1 hour he was there. And that was how we came back home. We came back home around, I think, 1:30 p.m. and by 3 p.m. the doctor called me. They said that the test result that I did the previous night, that was the day that I came in, that the result was ready and my COVID test result came out positive. The funny thing was that I was not really surprised. Like, yeah, it can be disappointing, but I was not really surprised. The reason was because when we were coming back, I and my husband, and I was telling my husband in the car that I was surprised the hospital did not say that I had COVID, because I remember my experience last year when I had an emergency like this, and we went to the hospital that is in my city here, and they said that I had COVID. So I and my husband was chatting about it, and we were saying that despite all the symptoms that I had, because I was having runny nose and I'm still having it though, I'm having cough, and I had high fever. Like the night that I was brought to the hospital, I could not sleep because I was shivering and I had this high fever. Even the doctors confirmed that my temperature was really high that night. And if you live in this country, you will know that this period the weather is very hot. So for one to be feeling cold and shivering in this weather, that person is not really doing okay. So that was how my situation was. I was shivering and I was having this cold. I had to cover myself with all the blankets, almost all the blankets they provided me in the hospital. So we are surprised that they didn't tell us that it was COVID, because the hospital here in my city, last year that I was brought there, they confirmed that I was having COVID. I was pregnant then. If you've not watched that video, please watch it. I was confirmed COVID positive when I was pregnant for Adana. But this time we didn't go to this hospital here in my city, because the ambulance that took me, when they got to the hospital here in my city, the hospital asked me if I was in labor, and I said no. They asked me severally. I said no, that is not labor pain. I have 2 kids and I gave birth naturally, so I know what labor pain feels like. So when they asked me if it was labor pain, I told them it was not labor pain, and to be honest, I was not feeling any labor pain. The pains that I was having was totally different. Like, it is nothing like labor pain. So I told them that it was not labor pain, and they said the reason they were asking that question was because their hospital is already filled up. So if it's not labor, they should take me to another hospital. So that was how, right in the ambulance, they gave me some drip just to stabilize me a little bit, why they took me to another hospital. Like, they took me to a different city. So back to what I was telling you guys, I and my husband was really surprised that they did not say I had COVID, and we are just laughing about it, and we are saying that if we were to be in the hospital here in our city, they would have said I had COVID. And this time I have COVID-like symptoms, unlike last year. Sorry guys, last year I didn't have any COVID-like symptom, but this year I'm having cough, I'm having fever, high temperature, running nose. So like there is enough reason to believe that this could be COVID, unlike that last year. But we are surprised that the hospital didn't tell me that I had COVID, only for me to come back home yesterday and they called hours later to tell me that I had COVID. So that was why we were not that surprised. So the doctor said that I should quarantine here at home with my family, like all of us that stay in the same house should quarantine at home. So that was how we started staying at home since yesterday. So this morning my husband rushed to the supermarket to get all of these things. These are some of the food items that we intend to use, because we didn't know how many days or weeks that it will take us to quarantine. The Ministry of Health has not called us anyway. So my husband went to the supermarket and he brought all these things. These are some of the things that we need. These items are going to serve us for at least 1 month. Okay, yeah, so the items I just showed you guys are some of the things my husband brought this morning. He left very early in the morning to go and buy all of these things, because last year it took us really unawares. We learned from the experiences of last year. We did not buy a lot of things, so we depended on neighbors and friends to get some of the things that we needed. So this year we didn't want same situation. Okay, we learned from our experiences, so that's why my husband left this early morning to buy all of these things. So we waited for the Ministry of Health to call us, because yesterday it was just the hospital that called. This morning I called Jason's school and I told them what was going on. Jason did not go to school today. Jason is not ill. Jason is perfectly okay. He's not having any running nose. He's not having any symptoms. But Adana is having fever, and she's like, Adana is ill. She's having fever. My husband has been ill 2 days before I got ill. So Adana's own started the night that I was admitted in the hospital. Last night Adana could not sleep because she was shivering and her temperature was super high. We gave her some medication and it stabilized her a little bit. Early this morning again, I think 5 a.m, the fever came back again and Adana was shivering. We had to go get medication and give her. That was how she was stabilized after 30 minutes plus, and that was how she was able to sleep. Thank God that the fever has not come back. We have already given her the medication again. So this afternoon we'll call the Ministry of Health, because the doctor yesterday told us that Ministry of Health will call us. They didn't call us, so we called them this morning. Ministry of Health said that they got the information that I tested positive to COVID, and I told them that the hospital said all of us should quarantine at home, and immediately the Ministry of Health said that is not how it works, that it used to work like that as at last year, but this year the rules have changed. It's not like that anymore, that if one person tests positive to COVID, the rest of the family should not quarantine with the person, that only the people or the person that tests positive should stay at home. Then the Ministry of Health said that to confirm that everybody is okay, that they should go do COVID test. So my husband took the kids to COVID test center and they did COVID test. The result is out. Lo and behold, all of them tested negative, which is really a great news. But something struck me, because last year we had no reason to test positive to COVID, all of us, but we all tested positive. But this year, now that everybody in the house except Jason is ill, everybody tested negative except me. So why I don't understand how this thing works, because there are a lot of things that could have justified a positive result, but there is nothing like that. That last year, that nothing justified a positive result. Everybody in the house tested positive to COVID. This year, now that we are having cough, fever, high temperature, running nose, and all of those things, everybody is testing negative. I don't just understand it. I don't understand how this COVID thing works. But anyway, I just want to inform you guys of what is currently happening. Yeah, I still feel feverish and I'm having this cough that is disturbing me, even as I'm filming. My God, even as I'm filming this video now, it's still disturbing me, but I just needed to update you guys. This is something that I would have told you guys yesterday, but I was not in the right frame of mind, so that was why I was not able to speak to you guys. Since my husband and Jason and Adana tested negative, tomorrow Jason is going to go back to school, while my husband is going to stay at home for some time, at least to take care of his health, because my husband has not been feeling well. So he's going to stay at home at least to get better for himself. He has not been feeling very well and he's really serious, so he's going to stay at home for some time to get better. When he gets better, he will go back to work. Then Jason is going to resume school tomorrow, like I told you guys. And yeah, I am the only person that is going to stay at home for now until I get better. The difference between this year's own and last year's own was that this year's own, I am not in the hospital, and I thank God I left the hospital before the test result came out. So quarantining at home is better for me. Last year I was quarantined in the hospital and it was really lonely, boring, and it was frustrating. You know, I missed the family so much. If you've not watched my pregnancy video last year and how I was tested positive and how I tested positive to COVID and how I was quarantined in the hospital for days, you can check it out in the comment section. I am going to leave that link in the comment section, and I'm also going to leave the link in the description box. So please try to check the description box and also check the comment section to catch up with some of those videos. Adana is still not feeling okay. I am going to do everything within my past to take care of her and to make her stable. Since she's not COVID-19 positive, we thank God for that. We know that this is just normal fever for kids, and I hope that she gets better soon. Amen. My husband as well, I hope and I pray that he gets better soon so that he will go back to work. Myself, I also hope that I get better soon. Sickness is not something that you wish your worst enemy. Like, it is not something that is good. So yeah, this is the update I want to give you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the bell notification so you don't get to miss any of our videos. Thank you so much, fam, and I cannot wait to see you guys in our next video. Bye.